action figure enthusiasts out there. JC here with another TNINews video. Now today's video is actually a little bit of everything. I've got some packages I want to share with you guys, an unboxing, and I've got some channel updates I want to share with you as well. I've got a few news bits and also Q&A questions from you guys. So like I said, this video is going to be a little bit of everything, so let's hop right into it. And first thing, I want to just update you guys and let you know that this weekend is the Canadian Fan Expo, and at this convention, Hasbro will have a presence at it. It actually begins tomorrow on Thursday. Now, I don't know if Hasbro will have anything new to show starting tomorrow. They have a panel on Friday. It's 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and I don't know exactly what they'll be showing at the panel. They have said they will have a presence for Marvel, Transformers, and Star Wars at this convention, so I do expect them to show something new, maybe just one item, but at least something new for each of these brands. They were at the unboxing convention in Mexico about 2 weeks ago. There they revealed 3 new Marvel Legend figures and 2 Star Wars figures. So at that convention, they also had a panel where they just talked about Star Wars. So I don't know at this panel on Friday if they're going to talk about all 3 brands or just one. You know, I don't know if they're going to wait and show everything new that they have on Friday, or if they'll space it out on various days. So you'll just have to kind of keep checking the websites. But again, the convention begins tomorrow. If there is anything new out at like the Hasbro booth or something starting tomorrow, we'll have coverage of that. Thanks to Troy, who's going to be helping us with coverage of the event. So again, you know, be sure to check the websites kind of throughout the weekend. I would say definitely Friday is your best bet for seeing the most new, if not everything, since that is when their panel is and stuff. So just wanted to let you guys know that I do expect some, you know, new reveals for Marvel Legends and Star Wars, probably Black Series and Transformers as well this weekend at that convention. Okay, also, I just wanted to share with you guys, I am planning on making some changes on the channel here a little bit. I'm still toying around with ideas, but in large part, I am looking to probably get away from doing toy reviews as much. I'm planning on doing less toy reviews and focusing more on the news aspect here. I'm also toying with the idea of dropping down to 3 videos a week here on this channel. Probably looking at Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Now, you may or may not be aware, I also have a personal vlog channel I've started. This is my own separate channel. It's not really affiliated with the websites. I do talk about action figures and stuff over there. Among other things, it's really just whatever comes across my mind. I will put a link to that in the video description. If you haven't checked it out, you know, please do. But again, it's a separate channel. I'm definitely not doing toy reviews over there and such, but I may do the news videos here on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then on the vlog channel do videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So again, I'm still kind of playing around with ideas in my head, but I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up that some changes are coming. And you know, if you want to give any kind of feedback or anything, you know, let me know in the comment section below. In large part, why I'm kind of moving away from reviews is because it just seems like so many people are doing toy reviews now. It seems like, you know, it's harder and harder to get people to watch them. As for the websites, we will definitely continue to have reviews on the websites. In fact, I'm looking to increase those. I'm looking to start working with more YouTubers who do toy reviews to feature them on the websites. So that's definitely something that I would, you know, if you go to Toy News International, Marvelous News, and so on and so forth, Jedi Insider, T-Formers, you know, to start seeing more reviews, not less reviews there. And I will be doing some like written reviews there as well. And I may do a video review here and there, but again, just not quite as much as I had done in the past. As like I said, I'm going to focus more on the news, which is what you guys seem the more interested in. Those are the videos that definitely you guys seem to watch more of. So. Okay, now I've got some packages here. I've got 3 packages that are from Hasbro here. I'm not actually going to open these. This one, you know, we can see on the outside what's actually in it. This is the Spider-Man wave, the Doc Ock Spider-Man wave, and you know, we've seen, I've done reviews on the sites and everything. This one is this one is the Venom wave. So this box features all the figures from the Venom wave. And the final one here is the second wave of Deadpool figures. So all these are out on stores now. We've done reviews up on the sites for pretty much all of these. I still got a few of these left to review, but for the most part, you've seen all these figures. You know, they've been out for weeks now, at least, if not longer. So not really anything new here. But Hasbro did send me out these 3 waves. So what that basically means for you guys is I'm going to be doing another contest here real soon and giving away these. I haven't exactly decided how. I probably will give out 1 or 2 of these here on YouTube, and then give out whatever I don't hear on YouTube. I'll do a contest on the Marvelous News message boards. So if you have not already signed up on the Marvelous News message boards and you want to try and win some of this stuff, you probably should go on and do that. I'll have contest details soon, either post up on Marvelous News or we'll do a video and announce it here. But just wanted to let you guys know that contests are coming real soon to give away these new Marvel Legend figures. And a big thanks to Hasbro for sending these out to me so I could give them away to you guys. I've got one other package here that actually just arrived today. I know what's inside, but I want to share it with you guys. They're new DC Multiverse figures, specifically the new Aquaman movie figures. We saw these figures at San Diego Comic-Con, but they are starting to see release. So, got Aquaman here with his orange shirt, movie Aquaman. You know, typical multiverse packaging that we see with all the modern figures with the blue boxes and everything. Now, I picked these up at Toy Wiz. They're actually the only place I've seen online right now that have these up for order. So that's where I got mine. I do expect these to start hitting store shelves pretty soon, within the next month. Black Manta. And then Mira here. So this wave only has 4 figures. You get the sea creature for the Collect and Connect. I will be doing some kind of review of these. I haven't decided if I'm going to do video reviews or do a written review. I may just review them all in one video, something along those lines. Like I said, I'm not totally not doing video reviews, just won't be as much. But definitely I will have some kind of review up for these with image galleries and stuff very soon. Okay, so for the news this week, or today I should say, not a lot today. I just wanted to update you on a story I talked about on Monday, and that's in regards to the 7-inch NECA movie figures. So some of you had been asking, you know, I live in such and such country, will I be able to get these? I checked with NECA, and they say that due to licensing, the only 2 countries that they can sell these figures in are going to be here in the United States and then in Australia. So everywhere else, I guess, unfortunately, you're going to have to resort to the secondary market. According to NECA, you know, it's due to licensing, and those are the 2 places that they'll be able to sell the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures. And they were up for pre-order. They went up for pre-order. If you missed Monday's news video, please do check it out. But they went up, basically the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive figures that were offered this year are now going to be released as GameStop exclusives individually. They won't have the accessories like the pizza and the mutagen canisters. And they went up for pre-order on Monday, and then they went, basically for a while there you couldn't actually buy them, but last time I checked today, they were once again made available, so you can actually pre-order them. Right now the site lists them with a February 1st release date. One other interesting bit of news I wanted to share with you was a report that came from the Wall Street Journal. It looks like FAO Schwartz, the toy store FAO Schwartz, is going to be making a grand return in New York City this coming November. So a company, it's not, if you're not familiar, FAO Schwartz was kind of considered a high-end toy store, which basically means they sold the same toys everyone else had, only they sold them at higher prices. But they were generally found in, you know, malls that were more, you know, had more kind of expensive type stores and stuff like that, or an expensive part of town. So the new store is going to be opening in New York City in Rockefeller Plaza, so you can't get much more high rent district than that. Looks like they're basically following the same model as the old store, and like Toys R Us tried with their, you know, Times Square stores, which, you know, we can see how well it worked for the, you know, the old FAO Schwartz went out of business, got bought by Toys R Us. Toys R Us went out of business. So I don't know. I don't really quite understand the wisdom of it. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to make the experience the more of the draw than the actual going to buy toys. You know, they're going to have things like demonstrators, which to me just means, you know, people who know what they're talking about, which I don't know, would seem like would be a common thing for any retailer. They're going to have things like people dressed up in costumes. FAO Schwartz, I think, became famous back in the 80s when it was featured in the Tom Hanks movie Big. That's where they did where they were doing the piano scene, that was laid out on the floor and they danced back and forth and everything. That was FAO Schwartz, and so they're going to have that piano gimmick again, and they're going to have, you know, like I said, they're trying to make it more of the experience. I don't get it. To me, you know, if you want to try and relaunch a toy store that's successful, to me it seems like it would be a no-brainer. Have product that is, you know, in stock, affordable. You know, I'm not necessarily saying cheaper than anywhere else, but don't be more expensive than other places. You know, a 6-inch Marvel Legend, you know, right now the going price is $20, so that's what you should be selling it for if you want to try and be like a mass retailer, what have you. You know, have, you know, be a modernized store, have knowledgeable staff. But I don't think you need to have all the glitz and glory, you know, especially if it means you're going to jack up the prices on the actual product. I just don't think that's a model that's going to work in today's day and age. We'll see how it goes. They even said in the article that they don't really expect to turn a profit at this Rockefeller store. It's more about establishing name recognition for FAO Schwartz. And then they do plan on opening up a smaller store this fall in LaGuardia Airport, and then another store in China in 2019. So we'll see how it goes, but like I said, to me it seems like this has already been done and failed, so I'm not sure why they're trying it again. Okay, so now on to the Q&A portion. If you're not familiar, this is where you guys ask me questions. You just put a question in the comment section of these news videos, put Q&A next to it, and I will try and get to it and answer it to the best of my ability. I've picked out a number of questions for this week. So the first question comes from F, who asks, I was wondering if you think NECA will release 7-inch versions of their 1/4 scale Wonder Woman figure. I've noticed they've done that with several other 1/4 scale figures, including Harley Quinn from the Arkham line and God of War figure. Yes, they've done that with a number of figures, including DC in the past. However, I don't expect them to do it with Wonder Woman anytime soon. About 2 years ago, they'd been doing it. They've been kind of slipping out some DC figures here and there. We got the Michael Keaton Batman. We got the 60s, you know, the 60s Batman, and we got Harley Quinn, like you mentioned. So, and we got Heath Ledger Joker. But I think, you know, about 2 years ago, they were going to try and kind of expand a little bit, and they were going to roll out Dark Horse versus DC figure 2-packs, and they seem to have run into some significant red tape with those. Last time I checked, they were still trying to find a way to get those released, possibly as a convention exclusive, but obviously that didn't happen this year. I wouldn't expect them to do something like a Wonder Woman figure until they've gotten those figures they essentially already had made with the DC and Dark Horse crossover figures, Aliens and Predator with the DC Batman and Superman. So I wouldn't expect any other DC figures. We didn't get any DC figures this year, and I really wouldn't expect them to try and do any other DCs, at least until they, you know, get those initial ones released. So the answer to the question is no, I don't, at least in the foreseeable future, see them doing Wonder Woman, and the reason is because of licensing issues. Eduardo asks, will we ever get a Spiderverse line? I would love to see a new Spider-Gwen related to Marvel's Rising. So we are getting a Spider-Verse line. It's not Marvel Legends, but it is a line based on the upcoming movie, Into the Spider-Verse. So we are essentially getting a line of figures. I don't know if you mean specifically Marvel Legends. No, I would not expect a dedicated line of Marvel Legends. Any characters like that, they would just put into an upcoming Spider themed wave. And we've seen many of the Spider-Verse characters released as Marvel Legends. So but like a cartoon line like the Marvel's Rising, again, I wouldn't expect anything from Marvel Legends like that, but who knows? They often do action figures based on the animated series, like in the 5-inch scale, less articulation and stuff. I guess they are actually technically 6-inch, but they're less articulated than Marvel Legends, and so on and so forth. But I haven't heard anything specific, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. Mr. 2113 asks, Kotobukiya had announced they would be releasing a Bushido Psylocke figure as a second edition. The announcement included a release date of July 2018. July has come and passed with no release. No pre-orders and no update or word whatsoever as far as I can find. Looking into the most recent info I turned up from back then and still shows a release date of July 2018. Have you any insights on this? So I don't have anything specific. I don't recall this announcement. I looked back through our Marvelous News archives, and I didn't see anything that we reported about it. I checked some e-tailers that carry the Kotobukiya stuff, and I don't see any pre-order listings for it. So with all of that, including that it's July and we've seen nothing, I would say that if there was an announcement, it looks like it probably got canceled for whatever reason. I know they did announce a second edition of their Power Girl figure, but again, I don't recall an announcement for Psylocke. And again, I can't find any information on it. The PR person from Kotobukiya, which you would often see in people's videos during Toy Fair and Comic-Con, like Shardamus and Pixel Dan, that person is no longer with Kotobukiya. They moved on to Good Smile Company. So I don't have a specific contact with Kotobukiya currently. But again, I scanned through their Facebook page, and I didn't, usually they put all their listings. And I went back, all the way back to last December, and I didn't see anything about a Psylocke figure. So again, I would say that looks like likely if there was some kind of an announcement made at somewhere that either they were incorrect or it's just not happening. Pop Stuff and Other Stuff asks, do you know if Funko is going to make any more Legacy figures? I got the first wave and I really like them, but I can't find anything on the internet. Well, I mean, they did a number of different kinds of Legacy figures, Game of Thrones. Basically, Legacy was their 6-inch line, which honestly I was not very fond of. It had, at least the initial waves had tremendous quality issues. Basically, the figures would break at a drop of a hat. So, but they have not, they had no announcements for any Legacy figures at Toy Fair or San Diego or anything like that. So, at least in the near future, the next year or so, I would not expect anything from the Legacy line. Funko seems to be focusing on their reaction figures and then their new Savage World 5.5-inch figures. We got the recent announcement for Thundercats as well as their horror line. So I think that's where their focus is as far as action figures go, and I would not expect anything for their 6-inch Legacy collection. George asks, to your knowledge, does anyone own the rights to Bionic 6 or Silverhawks? So as far as I know of, no, at least not in regards to doing anything with it, but I'm not even sure anyone actually has the rights to those. Warner Brothers currently is the license holder for Silverhawks. So if anyone was to do anything, probably the best bet would be Mattel. They seem to have the closest relationship with Warner Brothers right now. But I wouldn't expect them to do anything. I have no idea who has the rights to Bionic 6. So, but again, I've not heard any kind of remote plans for anything toy-wise. Your best bet would probably be, maybe Funko doing pop vinyl figures. If they haven't already, they'll probably get around to it, being they seem to do pop vinyls of everything. But action figure-wise, I would not expect anything. And then the last question comes from Brock, who asks, do you think DC Essentials are worth $25 to $30 range for figures with no interchangeable heads, hands, or accessories, just the figure? So Brock, first of all, I would say I've not seen anyone trying to sell DC Essentials for $30. That is a bit extreme. The highest I've seen is $25, but you can go to places like Big Bad Toy Store and they've got them for $22, $23. And essentially, if you're asking me, do I think DC Essentials are good figures? I would say yes. I think they are very nice figures, But, you know, whether it's worth it to you to pay the price, that's really up to the individual person. I'm not going to tell you that, you know, what to spend your money on. Would it be nice if they had more accessories? Sure. Do larger companies that like Hasbro do, you know, 6-inch figures with more accessories and good articulation? Yes. But DC Collectibles is a smaller company. They are, you know, they've got other companies doing very similar products, so there's just a lot more competition for the DC figure dollar. So, you know, like I said, you know, we could get into the debate, but at the end of the day, it's really up to you. But I do think they are good figures, and I certainly would be willing to pay, you know, between $23, maybe even $25 for the figures. Okay, so that's it for today. If you've got a question you'd like me to try and answer in the next Q&A segment, just put it down below, put Q&A next to it. Or if you just want to share your thoughts on any of the topics we discussed today, I'd love to hear them. Also, if you're so inclined, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already by hitting that button down below. You should also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And you can, of course, follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to all of those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.